Hey everyone, happy Friday. I am so excited for you guys just to have one more day of school before the lovely long weekend. This video is going to review our skills for the week, and then after I'm done reviewing with you, you are going to go into the assignments tab in Teams and complete the rounding classwork grade that is in there. So you're going to open the Word document and you're going to show your work and have your answers written in your journals, and then you're going to take a picture of that and upload it to the assignments tab. Make sure you turn it in by Friday night so that I can grade that, and that is for a grade. So if you did not complete that, I will know and I'll have to get with you on Tuesday to make sure you complete it. All right, so now we're just going to review a little bit about rounding to the nearest 10 and the nearest 100, and then we are going to do that classwork grade after I am finished. So let's go ahead and start with rounding to the nearest 10, okay? When we have a number like 538, when we are rounding to the nearest 10, we are talking about looking at the tens place and the ones place right now. For right now, we don't really care about the hundreds place because we're rounding to the nearest 10. So the hundreds is going to stay the same. All right. I notice that I see an 8 in the ones place. I'm thinking I'm probably going to round up, but I need to show how I'm going to round up. All right. I'm going to start my number line at 500 and I'm going to end my number line at 550. That kind of gives me a good bracket to show where 538 lands on a number line. I'm actually going to end at 540 over here to really split it up. Okay, 540. All right, so I have 510, 520, here's 530. Okay. Then I'm just going to draw ones from 530 to 540. 541, 42, 43, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, there's 38 and 39. Okay, so here is where my number 538 lands on my number line. Like I said, I have an 8 in my ones place. That tells me I'm going to round up. Okay, 8, we always round up. So 538 is definitely closer to 540 than it is to 530. So if I was rounding to the nearest 10, 538 would round up to 540. All right. Let's try another one with rounding to the nearest 10. If I have a number 600, let me draw a better number for you guys. 625. Ooh, there's that 5. Remember, we are looking at, when we are rounding to the nearest 10, we care about the two numbers that are in the tens place and the ones place. We don't really care about the hundreds right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start my number line at 620 because that's my first number that it could round down to. And I'm going to end at 630 because that's my second number that it could round. There's our two brackets. It's either going to round down to 620 or up to 630. Okay, I'm then going to draw by ones to continue to count. 621, 22, 23, 24. There's my 625. 26, 27, 28, and 29, and then 630. Okay, when I look in my ones place, I see a 5. I know that 5, when you're on the roller coaster, 5 is at the top, which means it's going to go down and round up to 630. So if we are rounding 625, to the nearest 10, it would round up to 630. Looks like my board on the bottom is not writing. Let me try that again. Sometimes when it gets to the very bottom of the screen, it doesn't like to work. So But we know that the 5 in the ones place is going to round up to 630 when rounding to the nearest 10. All right. Go ahead and try this problem on your own. So in your own workbook page, or your own journal page, I want you to round 537 to the nearest 10. 537 to the nearest 10. Go ahead and find out which two numbers it's either going to round up or down to, and draw your number line. I'll give you a minute here to do that. Just another minute to finish this work. You are rounding to the nearest 10 from 537. The first number on my number line is going to be 530 because that's what it would round down if it's going to round down. And my second number is going to be 540. Then you're drawing on your number line from 530 to 540 to see where 537 lands. Notice that 7 in the ones place, we know it's going to have us round up, but we need to show how on our number line. So I have 531, 532, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Here is 537 on our number line. And I know 7 is going to round up. So 537, when rounded to the nearest 10, is going to round up to 540. Give yourself a kiss on your brain and also some great, great, great cheese if you got that problem correct. All right, my friends. Sweet. We are going to go ahead and shift over to rounding to hundreds. Rounding to hundreds as a review. That is what we learned this week, and we learned about rounding tens last week. So we are going to start rounding to the nearest hundreds. For rounding to the nearest hundreds, we are worried about the hundreds place and the tens place. That's the difference when we are rounding between hundreds and rounding between tens. Okay, I notice a 5 in my hundreds place. That's my first hundreds marker. Okay, it's either going to round down to 500 or it's going to round up to the next 100, which is 600. Okay, and how we can tell that is by looking in the tens place. Notice there is a 6 in the tens place. That is going to round up. We know that 6 goes up. Okay, but we have to show how. In order to go from 500 to 600 on this number line, to find 563, I'm going to skip count by tens. I have 510, 520, 530, 540, 550. There's 560, 570, 80, and 590. 563 comes after 560, but before 570. So it's going to land somewhere on this spot. I know that 6 is going to round up. So 563 is going to round up to 600 when rounding to the nearest 100. All right, my friends, we are going to try another one together, and then I'm going to have you try one by yourself. So let's do that now. Here we are, 282. Remember, when we're rounding to the nearest hundreds, we are worried about the number in the hundreds place and the tens place. My hundreds place says 2, so 200 is my first 100 that it could round down to. My next 100 that it could round up to is 300. We have to decide if it's going to round up or down by looking at the tens place. Okay, the tens place, I see an 8. I know 8 is going to round up. We have to show how on our number line. So I am going to count from 200 to 300 by tens to figure out where 282 is on my number line. So I have 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 60, 70, there's 280, and 290, okay? I know that 282 is going to come after 280, but before 290. So I'm gonna draw a dot in between those two to show where 282 would fall. Like I said before, the number 8 in 8 tens is going to round up. 80 is closer to 100 than it is to 0. Just like 282 is closer to 300 than it is to 200. So the number 282 is going to round up to 300 when you are rounding to the nearest 100. I hope we are feeling awesome about this and we understand since we've been working on this for about 2 weeks now. So I would like you to try this problem on your own. You are going to round this number to the nearest 100, please. To the nearest 100. I'm going to give you another minute or so to solve. Please round 636 to the nearest 100. Another minute, I'm just going to start writing and you guys can finish working. If you are finished solving, you can go ahead and check your work as I go. If you guys kind of can see my squiggly equal sign right here, that is the fancy way in mathematics to show that a number is about. So when we're talking about rounding, we use a lot the word about. 636 is about 600 when rounding to the nearest 100. Okay, so that squiggly equal sign right here says about. So this is saying 636 is about equal to 600 when rounding to the nearest hundred. All right, go ahead and check your work and make sure you got the same answer as me. I want you guys to get in the habit of showing your work on the number line. On any assignment, if it asks you to show your work or draw a number line, you need to be able to do this. Okay, this is how you model that a number is closer to one side than the other when rounding. All right, my friends. So wonderful job with practicing rounding. There is one more thing I want to discuss with you, just as a quick review before you go ahead and get started on your classwork grade today. And those things are some words that we and vocabulary we learned in second grade. So it's just a quick review. I know we talked about it earlier this week. Those things are expanded form, word form, and base 10 form, okay? So I want us to look at these three things just as a quick review: expanded form, word form, and base 10 form. All right, friends, if we have a number like 47, and I wanted you to write 47 in expanded form, okay, I would have 40 to show the value of the 4 in the tens place and 7 to show the value of the 7 in the ones place. So my expanded form, remember to stretch the number out, would be 40 plus 7. If I asked you to write 47 in word form, I would literally use numbers or words. Letters or words, I mean. I would literally write out 40 with words and then 7. Okay, and finally with base 10 form, I'm going to draw it down here. I would draw base 10 blocks. So I have 4 10s and 7 1s. I am modeling the number 47 3 different ways: expanded form, word form, and base 10 form. All right, so that is just a review of those 3 definitions. We did talk about this in second grade, so it should be pretty stored in your memory bank in your brain. But if not, here is an example just for you guys to use. So what I want you to go ahead and do is, if you would like to review a little bit more, you can rewatch this video before you start your classwork grade. If you are ready to start your classwork grade, I want you to go into our Teams page, click on assignments, find the rounding classwork grade. You're going to open that Word document. It's going to have, I think it's 5 questions, maybe 10 questions on it. So you are going to use your journal. Okay, so you're going to get your notebook paper. You're going to write your classwork title on there. You're going to number it. However many questions there are, I want you to show all of your work here. Make sure you get very close to the camera when you're ready to take a picture so I can see. I don't need to see your face at all. I just need to see the work. So make sure you hold it as close as you can. Maybe you might need to take 2 pictures instead of just 1. You're gonna upload those pictures into your Add Work button. You're gonna upload those pictures from the camera to your name folder and then name folder into the assignments tab. Okay, so you need to turn that in by Friday night. So you have plenty of time right now. All we're doing for the rest of our class today is finishing your classwork grade. So you have plenty of time to do that right now, all right? If you have emergency questions where you cannot figure something out, it's an emergency, you can email me. I will try my best to answer. I will be at my brother's wedding. That's where I am on this Friday. So this is a recording from a previous day. And I wish you guys the best on your classwork grade, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We do not have school on Monday because of Labor Day, so I will see you guys on Tuesday. All right, bye.